WWE wrestling fans. Welcome to another edition of Pro Wrestling 101. Welcome to my second episode of WWE Top 10. I'm your host, WWE fanboy Alex Cardinale. One of the biggest pay-per-views of the year is coming up in a week and a half. As a matter of fact, it is one of the longest running pay-per-views that WWE has done, and that is Survivor Series. It is the second longest running pay-per-view behind WrestleMania. This year's Survivor Series is less than a week away, a week and a half away. So with Survivor Series coming up, I figured I should do a top 10 video on Survivor Series. And over the years, there have been some classic matchups at Survivor Series. I have so many favorite Survivor Series matches, and I cannot wait to talk about them all with you. Now, it is hard for me to pick only 10 favorite Survivor Series matches, so I'm going to include some honorable mentions as well. All of the matches that I'm going to mention on today's show are some of my personal favorite Survivor Series matches, and I'm sure I forgot some because Survivor Series is one of my personal favorite pay-per-views that WWE puts out there. Over the years, one match that was always featured on Survivor Series was a 10-man tag team elimination match where it was 5 men versus another 5 men. And in recent years, it has been a battle of brand supremacy where Team Raw would go head-to-head with Team Smackdown. And that started in 2005, and it is one of my favorite matches of all time. So, if you would like to be part of today's show and you want your opinion of what you think is the best Survivor Series matches, please post them in the comments below and I will react to what you think is your personal favorite Survivor Series matches of all time. So, I'm going to ask you, my audience, what are your favorite WWE Survivor Series matches of all time? Tell me about them in the comments or on the chat here on YouTube. Also, if you would like to come on the show and tell me your personal favorite Survivor Series matches, here is the link to my studio, and all you've got to do is click it and join my studio, and you can share your thoughts on some of your personal favorite Survivor Series matches. And if you're watching the replay of this video, just post them in the comments. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start off by talking about my honorable mentions. These are matches that I really enjoy, and since I can only count down to 10, these are some that I could classify as a great Survivor Series match. So let's start with my first honorable mention, and it was a match from Survivor Series 2003, and that is Undertaker versus Mr. McMahon in a Buried Alive match from Survivor Series 2003. This was Undertaker's final match in the American Badass gimmick, because after Survivor Series, The Undertaker would take a hiatus until WrestleMania 20. And at WrestleMania 20, The Undertaker returned as the Dead Man, as the Phenom, and he faced Kane at WrestleMania 20. Now, this match was pretty cool to be a Buried Alive match at Survivor Series. Undertaker and McMahon fought pretty well, and I think it was a great match. And having Kane, Undertaker's storyline brother, get involved at the finish of the match and cost The Undertaker and bury him alive was great to kill off the American Badass character, which led to The Undertaker coming back as the Dead Man at WrestleMania 20. But Survivor Series, when you think of surviving and you think of death, a buried alive match is perfect for Survivor Series, and that is why it is one of my personal favorite Survivor Series matches and a good honorable mention. All right, my next honorable mention is another match consisting of Undertaker and Kane. This time, they are tag team partners, the Brothers of Destruction. This match comes from Survivor Series 2015, which marked The Undertaker's 25-year Survivor Series debut, I believe. It was some sort of a celebration. But anyway, it was the Brothers of Destruction versus the Wyatt family at Survivor Series 2015. The Undertaker and Kane were a dominant tag team in WWE history. There's no doubt that the Brothers of Destruction will go down as one of the scariest tag team duos out there. But the Wyatt family, consisting of Bray Wyatt, Luke Harper, Eric Rowan, and Braun Strowman, was pretty dominant. But Kane and The Undertaker outlasted the Wyatt family in this match, and it was a good match. Now, it wasn't like a 10-star match or a 5-star match, but for what it was, celebrating Undertaker's 25-year career, it was a pretty awesome match, in my personal opinion. All right, and my final honorable mention also comes from Survivor Series 2003, and it's a match for the World Heavyweight Championship that pitted Goldberg against Triple H at Survivor Series 2003. So Goldberg and Triple H had a pretty intense feud in 2003, and this was the culmination of a great feud. Now, Triple H tried so hard to cheat to get a victory, having to use Evolution members Randy Orton, Batista, and Ric Flair, and of course his sledgehammer. But Goldberg proved to outlast Evolution and the sledgehammer to retain the World Heavyweight Championship at Survivor Series. And in my personal opinion, this will go down as one of my personal favorite championship matches at a Survivor Series. I think Goldberg is capable of pulling out good matches with the right opponent, but that is just my personal opinion. All right, those are my honorable mentions. Now it is time to get into our actual top 10 best Survivor Series matches. So here are my top 10 best WWE Survivor Series matches. Now, they are in no particular order. I love all these matches, so they're all a favorite of mine. But I had to rank them from awesome to great to whatever. But they are all personal favorites of mine. So let's get started. Coming in at number 10 from Survivor Series 2005, Triple H versus Ric Flair in a last man standing match. Now, Triple H and Ric Flair were the last two remaining members of Evolution because Randy Orton in 2004 and early 2005 went on to do his own thing. Batista went on to win the Royal Rumble and turned on Triple H and beat Triple H for the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania 21, and eventually moved to SmackDown as the World Heavyweight Champion. But Triple H and Flair stood side by side for a while until Triple H took a hiatus, and then Triple H came back at the Raw Homecoming on USA Network in 2005 and turned heel and attacked Ric Flair. Now, at Survivor Series 2005, it was a classic last man standing match where both Flair and Triple H got some offensive maneuvers in, but Triple H ended up winning the match in classic Triple H fashion, and he beat Ric Flair. And one of the best things in this match is that Triple H did a classic heel tactic in teasing fans that he had shot and retired the Nature Boy Ric Flair. And in our logo, in our episode logo, if I could show you that really quick, where is it? So in our, I don't know why it's not showing. I don't know. But in our episode logo, you can see Triple H holding a gun with his finger, teasing that he had shot Old Yeller, which added a nice touch to the feud. There, so I think you could have seen it for a brief second. So very, very good match. All right, coming in at number 9. This match also comes from Survivor Series 2005. And it's our first 5-on-5 elimination match that is a personal favorite of mine. And it is Team Raw versus Team Smackdown from Survivor Series of 05. Team captain of Shawn Michaels of Team Raw is joined by Carlito, Chris Masters, and the tag team champions Big Show and Kane. And Team SmackDown is captained by World Heavyweight Champion Batista, Rey Mysterio, JBL, Bobby Lashley, and Randy Orton. So, a week prior to this match, Big Show and Kane had injured Batista, so it looked like Team Raw had an early advantage. But SmackDown was able to regain advantage in the actual pay-per-view match. Now, I remember as a young teenager, I wanted Raw to win. Raw was my show. And I think for many people the same age as me or a little bit younger, Raw was always the A show. But now, in this generation, in this day and age, with SmackDown being on Fox, SmackDown is the A show. But back in the day, 2005, probably until 2016, Raw was the A show. So I wanted Raw to win, but this was a classic match in the way that they booked it. They made Shawn Michaels look strong as the final remaining member of Team Raw. And one of the best moments of this match, for me, in my opinion, is Shawn Michaels super kicking Rey Mysterio and also super kicking JBL. But Randy Orton, as the sole survivor for SmackDown, got the victory. And Randy Orton has one of the best Survivor Series records. If I remember correctly, he does have a great record in the elimination matches at Survivor Series. So a great match. Really enjoyed that match. And as we all know, The Undertaker returned at Survivor Series 2005 to attack Randy Orton after his victory. All right, coming in at number 8, another match from Survivor Series 2003, and the first to be mentioned on my top 10 countdown. It is an ambulance match between Kane and Shane McMahon. Now, Kane and Shane McMahon tore the house down at Survivor Series 2003. And at this point in time, uh, ambulance matches were incredibly rare in the WWE. I can't think of a time that an ambulance match happened before Survivor Series 2003, but Kane and Shane McMahon were involved in a bitter feud. And this match delivered on a personal note because Kane and Shane McMahon literally destroyed each other. In the end, Kane got a victory, but I really enjoyed Kane and Shane McMahon at Survivor Series 2003. If you have not seen this match, definitely go on WWE Network on Peacock and look up Survivor Series 2003 and look up Kane versus Shane McMahon in an ambulance match. Very, very cool match, to say the least. All right. Coming in at number 7, another match from Survivor Series 2003, and it is the traditional 10-man tag team elimination match between Team Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Team Eric Bischoff. Austin and Bischoff were feuding over who was going to be general manager of Monday Night Raw. And what better way to decide the actual general manager of Raw than in a Survivor Series 10-man tag team elimination match? Really, really good match. And in my personal opinion, one of the better 5-on-5 elimination matches in Survivor Series history. So Team Austin had Shawn Michaels, the tag team champion Dudley Boys, Booker T, and the Intercontinental champion Rob Van Dam. And Eric Bischoff's team had the Legend Killer Randy Orton, Big Papa Pump Scott Steiner, Chris Jericho, Christian, and the world's strongest man, Mark Henry. So this was an action-packed tag team match, and Shawn Michaels really pulled off a legendary outing at that year's Survivor Series and in this match. A bloodied Shawn Michaels was the final member of Stone Cold's team, and he worked his ass off for this match. And like Shawn Michaels always does, he put over Randy Orton in a big way. Michaels always liked putting over the younger talent since he came back from his injury in 2002, and he put over Randy Orton, which is what I believe this match was meant to do. Not only to give Stone Cold a little bit of time off before WrestleMania 20, but also a way for Orton to build himself up. And then Eric Bischoff, of course, could remain the general manager of Monday Night Raw. So if I were to pick a traditional Survivor Series match for a new WWE fan or a new fan of pro wrestling in general, this is one of the matches where I would pick and have them watch, because it shows great heel work by Bischoff and great babyface work by Stone Cold's team, and it shows how great of a wrestler Shawn Michaels really is. So that was a great classic Survivor Series match. All right, coming in at number 6, a first blood match from Survivor Series 2006 between Undertaker and Mr. Kennedy. Now, Mr. Kennedy was kind of a controversial wrestler in the WWE. He was not particularly well liked backstage because he was not afraid to run his mouth and say things the way he saw them. And of course, it rubbed off against Vince McMahon and Randy Orton. But early on in Mr. Kennedy's career, he had a great feud with The Undertaker, and he got a victory over the Phenom in a first blood match at Survivor Series, albeit due to interference from MVP, who accidentally struck Undertaker with a steel chair. But the match was decent, but for me, it was the ending of this match and what happened after the match that makes it one of the classic Survivor Series moment. It's when The Undertaker delivered a beatdown, a vicious beatdown on Mr. Kennedy. A wicked steel chair shot and bare knuckle punches to Mr. Kennedy, and Mr. Kennedy was busted open, bleeding all over the place. And JBL sounded realistic on commentary, telling Undertaker to cut it out. Someone's got to stop him. So if you are a fan of hardcore matches, first blood matches, and seeing blood in professional wrestling, I would personally recommend that you check out Undertaker versus Kennedy, Survivor Series 2006 in the first blood match. Really, really good match. All right, coming in at number 5, a WWE Championship match from Survivor Series. Now, if you are looking for a wrestler who can tell a story while having their finishing move banned, then you have to look at WWE Hall of Famer Shawn Michaels. Now, I'm not just saying that because Shawn Michaels is one of my personal favorite wrestlers of all time and someone that I think is a living legend, but that is exactly what Shawn Michaels did in this match. Now, Shawn Michaels had this feud with Randy Orton because Randy Orton punted him in early 2007 and kept him out of action for 5 months. Michaels returned in October of 2007, got a match with Orton at Cyber Sunday 2007 for the WWE Championship, but Orton retained the WWE Championship by disqualification after he hit Shawn Michaels in the nuts intentionally. But the main storyline of this feud was Michaels constantly hitting Randy Orton with sweet chin music. So when Vince McMahon agreed to give Michaels his rematch at Survivor Series 2007, it would be that sweet chin music would be banned. And if Shawn Michaels used the sweet chin music, he would lose the match and not be WWE champion. So Michaels and Orton put on a classic match without the use of sweet chin music. Really good match. It could have gone either way. But for me, what I really liked about this match was that Michaels did not need sweet chin music to come very close to winning the WWE Championship. Now, the picture you're seeing is not during the match itself. It's the final moments after the match that concluded this rivalry between Shawn Michaels and Randy Orton, because after this feud, Michaels would move out of the WWE Championship picture for the next 2 years. We would not see Michaels in the WWE Championship picture again until 2009, I believe. But it pushed Michaels as a top babyface on Monday Night Raw. He would later go on to feud with Mr. Kennedy. Then he would face Ric Flair at WrestleMania 28 and retire the legendary, not WrestleMania 28, excuse me, WrestleMania 24, and retire the great Ric Flair at WrestleMania 24 in Orlando. And then he did whatever he did after that. But this was an awesome Survivor Series match, in my personal opinion. All right, coming in at number 4, another WWE Championship match. and another one that involves Shawn Michaels. It is a triple threat match from Survivor Series 2009 between John Cena and DX. The match made by Hornswoggle. What a storyline that was. But this was a great match considering it was Shawn Michaels' final Survivor Series before he retired at WrestleMania 26 in his career versus streak match against The Undertaker. And what a way to go out at Survivor Series in a WWE Championship match against John Cena, who Vince thinks is one of the greatest of all time, and his buddy Triple H. Now, Michaels and Triple H have had a great feud in the past, and I think Michaels wanted to have one more match against Triple H before he retired, and thus this match was created for the WWE Championship, so they made it a triple threat match at Survivor Series 2009. This match went back and forth, and there were multiple times in this match that I thought Triple H or Shawn Michaels were going to win the WWE Championship, including when Shawn Michaels super kicked Triple H as soon as the bell rang. So that was a good classic Survivor Series moment and one that I will always remember. But in the end, John Cena retained the WWE Championship, and we would never see Shawn Michaels in the WWE Championship picture again, although he went on to win for the first time in DX's career the Tag Team Championships with Triple H as D-Generation X. But this was a great last match for Michaels at Survivor Series because, as we all know, Michaels and Survivor Series is synonymous with the Montreal Screwjob, unfortunately. All right, now we are getting into our final top 3 Survivor Series matches. From Survivor Series 2014, another match involving John Cena. And this is one of the best 5-on-5 classic Survivor Series matches, in my personal opinion. It is right up there with Team Austin and Team Bischoff and Team Raw versus Team Smackdown from 2005. It is Team Authority versus Team Cena. The storyline going into this Survivor Series classic matchup was that Cena was sick and tired of Authority abusing their power and ruining the WWE. So therefore, Vince McMahon announced if Team Cena defeated Team Authority, the Authority would be no more. The Authority would not be in control of WWE anymore. So Team Cena consisted of Dolph Ziggler, The Big Show, Eric Rowan, and Ryback. And Team Authority consisted of, at the time, Mr. Money in the Bank, Seth Rollins, Rusev, Kane, Luke Harper, Mark Henry. So those were the 5 superstars for Team Authority and the 5 superstars for Team Cena. Now, during this match, it was a great way to push Dolph Ziggler as a babyface, as he was the sole survivor for Team Cena. And of course, it featured another heel turn by the Big Show, one of Big Show's 100,000th heel turn. But for me, the best moment from this match, which makes it one of the classic best Survivor Series matches, is the debut of a legend. And this was the first time that the WWE Universe had ever seen this wrestler in the WWE. So this match brought out the WWE Hall of Famer, Sting. It was Sting's very first appearance at WWE and another classic Survivor Series debut. Survivor Series has gone down in history for having incredible debuts. If we look at some of the history of Survivor Series debuts, we have seen some people like The Undertaker debuted at Survivor Series. We've seen Scott Steiner debut at Survivor Series. The Rock, and I think the most iconic one is Sting, because a lot of people thought Sting was never going to debut with the WWE, but he did, and he helped Team Authority defeat, or excuse me, he helped Team Cena defeat Team Authority at Survivor Series 2014, and he also hit a Scorpion Death Drop on Triple H, which set up a match at WrestleMania 31 between Sting and Triple H, but don't get me started on who should have won that match, but nonetheless, it was cool seeing Sting debut and then have a match at WrestleMania 31. Shout out to Ethan for tuning in, and he's a Goldberg fan. I am a Goldberg fan as well, and he's also a Sting fan as well. Thank you so much for tuning in. All right, so now coming in at number 2 is a match from Survivor Series 2016. And it was the main event of Survivor Series 2016. Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar. The very first time that these superstars locked horns for the first time since their debacle at WrestleMania 20, their worst match ever at WrestleMania 20. But at Survivor Series 2016, this match was much better. Goldberg destroyed Lesnar in 36 seconds, I think it was, at Survivor Series 2016. 2 spears, a jackhammer, and a 1-2-3. And that was the first time in a long time that anybody was able to decimate and destroy Brock Lesnar. I think it was awesome. Great booking by the WWE to have Goldberg come back and destroy Lesnar. Now, Goldberg has wrestled Lesnar again at WrestleMania 33 for the Universal Championship, and Lesnar would get his one and only victory over Goldberg at WrestleMania 33, but Goldberg has defeated Lesnar at WrestleMania 20, Survivor Series 2016, and he's eliminated him from the Royal Rumble in 2017. I think Survivor Series is Goldberg's best pay-per-view moments, and Survivor Series 2003 and 16 prove it with his matches between Triple H and Goldberg. All right, and that brings me to my final favorite Survivor Series match, and it is for the World Heavyweight Championship, and it took place at Survivor Series 2002, and it saw the creation of the Elimination Chamber. Now, rumor is Creative wanted to do a War Games match, but I guess Eric Bischoff and Vince McMahon could not agree on a War Games match, so they created the Elimination Chamber, WWE spin on the War Game match. And I think it's pretty cool. I love the Elimination Chamber. So it featured Shawn Michaels, Triple H, Booker T, Rob Van Dam, Jericho, and Kane. All Hall of Famers, all legends in their own right. But it was a classic match with a lot of back and forth action, and it was a great debut for the Elimination Chamber and one of the best matches in Survivor Series history. And it was the only time Shawn Michaels had won the world title since coming back from his back injury in 2002. Sadly, Michaels would only hold the title until the next pay-per-view, which I believe was Armageddon 2002. So he held it for less than a month, I believe. But he proves he could still go with the likes of Triple H, Jericho, Kane, Booker T, and Rob Van Dam. So he proved that he can hang with that generation's talent. And I'm sure if he came back, he could probably hang with this generation's talent as well. But he is absolutely, without a doubt, retired. All right. And that is this week's edition of WWE Top 10. Those were the best Survivor Series matches, in my opinion. I hope you liked my best Survivor Series matches. You cannot disagree with me if you don't tell me your top 10 Survivor Series matches. So let me know in the comments. What are your favorite Survivor Series matches? If you're watching a replay of this video, all you got to do is type on your keyboard in the comment section your favorite Survivor Series matches. Let me know that you watched this episode from start to finish by doing that. Let me know your favorite Survivor Series matches in the comments below. Well, WWE fans, that's all I've got for you today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this edition of WWE Top 10 here on Pro Wrestling 101. My next episode of Pro Wrestling 101 is going to be next Saturday, and it's going to be the Survivor Series 2021 pre-show. Can you guys believe that? Survivor Series is already here. WWE Survivor Series 2021 pre-show airs live Saturday, November 20th at 11:15 p.m. Eastern and 8:15 p.m. Pacific on my YouTube channel, The Legendary Alex Cardinale. Be here or be square. I'll be going over the Survivor Series 2021 match card. I will give my predictions for each match. I will discuss any rumors and news heading into Survivor Series 2021 and much more. So don't miss the very last pay-per-view pre-show of 2021 because Survivor Series is the final pay-per-view of the year, as there is no pay-per-view in December except for day one, which will air on New Year's Day. So technically it is a 2022 pay-per-view. But nonetheless, tune in to Survivor Series 2021 pre-show, Saturday, November 20th, next Saturday, 11:15, 8:15 Pacific, right here on the Legendary Alex Cardinale YouTube channel. So, WWE fans, subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Legendary Alex Cardinale. And if you are a WWE fan, I really recommend you do that because I've got some amazing WWE videos coming up, including another episode of WWE's Dirtiest Secrets. And I'll be talking about the murderer, Chris Benoit. That should take place right after Thanksgiving. All right, guys, have a great rest of your day. Have a great weekend. And watch Friday Night Smackdown airing on Fox tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Fox is the best. SmackDown is the best professional wrestling show today. All right, guys. I'm out of here. WWE fanboy Alex Cardinale saying thank you for watching. And make sure to hit the like button and share today's video. Bang, bang. Legendary Alex Cardinale here to announce the Legendary Alex Cardinale subscriber giveaway presented by Texas Roadhouse. This giveaway is for all of you, all 16,000 of you subscribed to my YouTube channel, The Legendary Alex Cardinale. On Sunday, March 6th, 2022, I will be celebrating my 8th year as a YouTuber. I will be hosting my 8-year YouTube anniversary. And in order to celebrate that, I'm going to say thank you to my 16,000 subscribers by hosting a prize giveaway presented by Texas Roadhouse. The prize for this giveaway is a customized $75 Texas Roadhouse gift card signed by yours truly, the legendary Alex Cardinale. I will sign the gift card and send it your way. So here is how to enter this contest to win a $75 Texas Roadhouse gift card. Film a video discussing your favorite meal at Texas Roadhouse and your favorite video of mine and favorite thing about my YouTube channel. Now, if you have never eaten at Texas Roadhouse before, then just discuss your favorite video of mine and your favorite thing about my YouTube channel. Email the video to alexgoyankiecardinale19@gmail.com by March 1st, 2022. Anyone that is subscribed to my channel can enter. So I suggest entering so that you can have an all-exclusive entree, appetizer, and dessert, and maybe even a margarita at Texas Roadhouse, courtesy of the legendary Alex Cardinale. So enter right now. Deadline for entry is Tuesday, March 1st, 2022. All video entries will be uploaded to my YouTube channel and the legendary Alex Cardinale subscriber giveaway playlist. Video with the most likes and views wins. The winner will be announced live on March 6th, 2022 during my 8-year YouTube anniversary. Good luck, everybody. Enter now. Remember, entry's deadline is March 1st. Stay legendary, everybody. Hey, Alex Cardinale here. It's November, and that means it's Thanksgiving season and the start of holiday season. Thanksgiving is the time of year where we're all thankful for being alive, being healthy, and having a great family. Thanksgiving is a holiday where we get together with our family and have a delicious meal with turkey and all the fixings. For the first time ever on my YouTube channel, the legendary Alex Cardinale, I will be hosting my inaugural Thanksgiving Day Bash. It will air live on Thanksgiving Day, Thursday, November 25th, 2021, at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. I will give you turkey cooking tips. I'll also give you Thanksgiving cooking tips, and I'll have some other wonderful Thanksgiving themed topics. And I will also preview NFL on Thanksgiving Day. Don't miss Thanksgiving Day Bash live this Thanksgiving, November 25th, 12 noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, right here on the legendary Alex Cardinale YouTube channel. Happy Thanksgiving, and I will see you on Thanksgiving Day.